June 3rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. on application of Sean Mendes on behalf of the property owner pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 48, Section 10, for a variance under Reading zoning bylaw, Section 4.5.2, 6.0, 6.3, and 7.4, as may be determined by the zoning board, to construct a garage with a non-conforming rear yard and side yard setback on a property located at 8 Minot Street, Assessors Map 16, Lot 247, in Radley, Massachusetts. Unless there's objection, I'll dispense with the reading of the butters list, except to say that butters were notified as for the following: Select Board, the Town Clerk, the Police Department, Fire Department, Building Department, Conservation Commission, Health Department, Assessor's Office, Engineering Division, CPDC, and the members and associate members of the Board of Appeals, as well as the planning boards of Wakefield, Linfield, Reading, or Stoneham, Woburn, and Wilmington. Testimony given before this board is taken under oath, so if you think you may want to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. I swear the testimony given by me before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Response just I do.
I do.
Great, thank you. Yes, we're going to go ahead and present the case.
Oh, yeah, that
Is 80 minutes. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, board members, hello. Good evening. My name is Sean Mendes. I'm the owner of Handy & Son Construction Services. Here tonight to represent Mr. Wren, 80 Minot Street, for a variance to construct a single-car attached garage. Mr. Grassberger, you weren't here last time. The reason we asked for a continuance last time was for me to do a little research on, Mr. Crittwood brought up some good points on some of the other homes in the area that might be similar to this, so I did. In the research that I did, I went back probably 3 or 4 years and looked at findings, approvals, denials, and I found a few that I felt were very similar to the project that we're proposing. Some of them were apparently special permits, which I didn't really understand the difference between a variance and a special permit. Amanda was kind enough to meet with me and go over some of those things. I'm still a little unclear on them, but I have presented some of the ones that I felt were most relevant to what we're proposing. Mostly being the fact that they are in a S15 zone, and that the request for variance or special permit was to ask for relief for side and rear setbacks. In finding with those, I also found that most of the homes in the area are non-compliant. The lot's non-compliant, the house is not compliant, doesn't meet any of the zoning that's required today. And I saw that in all of the findings, or that everyone was seeking the same kind of reliefs. So again, that's where my uncertainty is on the difference between a special permit and a variance. I actually drove the neighborhood. I found a lot of similar homes with similar garages. Most of them were detached, so I'm not sure if that was when the homes were constructed originally, and maybe that was grandfathered in with the building. But I mean, there's a lot of them. There's one right next door that literally the garage is right on the property line. The neighbor's abutting fence goes right into the garage. So I have some photos I can show you. Let's see.
All right.
Oh, actually, I don't think I can.
Are these the photos?
Yeah, those are them.
So I believe, yeah. I mean, it was.
I tried to get on, and it's not letting me. So it's asking me to launch, but that's as far as it's going for me. Oh. Well, I see me, but.
Zoom. Log anything? Just touch.
Yes. Yeah, that's as far as I got to.
And if it helps, I ran a meeting in here the other night and I did use the HDMI cord.
You
That's
did,
all.
okay.
I think if the members are okay with the pictures that are presented, there's not a whole lot more I had on the computer. I do have some drawings of, I have some 3D renderings of the project. I thought maybe that might be helpful, understanding.
These pictures here, right?
Yes. Okay.
Share screen.
Make sure you mute and turn your sound off.
We shut that microphone off.
I was just trying to find it. There you go.
Okay. So how do I share the screen with the board members? I see me and everybody, but
We've got some new technology in here.
I think I can make my points without, again, if the board members are okay with the pictures that I presented.
I think. Yep, so I think you just have to go to whichever tab you need to go to, and it should project on.
Okay, let's try that. So, okay, great.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
All right, so I don't have the addresses to all of these. There were several throughout the neighborhood. This actually is the house next door to Mr. Wren. And you can see that the garage is right on the fence line. Now, again, I don't know specifically where the lot line is. I mean, I don't know that that fence actually indicates the lot line, but I would have to believe that they're pretty close to it. So let's see. It's not letting
Do we know when Mr. Wren's house was originally constructed?
I could tell you in 1 second. I believe I have that brought up.
Does that predate zoning?
It's definitely in the 50s.
Yeah, it's, sorry,
It looks.
I'm having difficulty with this, but,
Your screen share.
Those capes were built in the 50s.
I was hoping to bring up, oh, that's it, right. Oh. Okay, so here's the town's GIS, and we can see from Mr. Wren's property to the neighbor's property, we have approximately 34 feet. Again, the GIS is not 100% accurate, but pretty close. And we can see that the existing structure next door to Mr. Wren is only 20 feet away. So even with adding the 10-foot garage we're proposing, we're still further away from his neighbor to the right than we are to the neighbor to the left. And so, Mr. Cridler, I believe one of your concerns last time I was here was privacy. So we're talking about building a garage. We do have 2 windows to that side proposed. Certainly, if you were in favor of the granting us the relief, we certainly could change those windows to something higher up that you couldn't actually see, but still allow some natural light into the garage. Or we could eliminate the windows altogether if you felt that that was really a concern. I believe Mr. Wren has a letter from the neighbor expressed, it's a text stating that he understands and he's on board with this. Now, I know that doesn't help us with any future buyers, but I don't think it's very intrusive to the neighbor for what we're proposing. think your other concern was that this may, by granting this, it may set a precedent moving forward.
Yeah.
And I would have to argue, I thought about it when I was driving home, I would argue that isn't every decision that you make considered, could be considered a precedent? Everything has to be decided on the specifics. It's unlikely that you're gonna find something, the same lot size, the same setbacks. As I went through all of these decisions, I found that to be the case. We find something that's similar, but it wouldn't be reasonable to believe that somebody else could come in here a week or two, or a meeting or two from now, and suggest, well, you gave it to Mr. Wren, you should be giving it to me. That's really what the purpose of this board is for you to actually look at each one individually to decide if it meets the criteria of, is it four?
Four separate
Yep,
criteria that are
exactly.
part of the statute, absolutely.
Yep. So, based on our last meeting, and I know Mr. Grasberger weren't here last time,
I did review the transcript from last time, so I'm caught up.
I'm sorry?
I reviewed the video transcript from last time. so-
Okay, so I think that we established that there was a hardship based on the size of the lot, the shape of the lot. Mr. Wren has a personal hardship in the sense that his parents are moving here, and they're elderly, and his hope is to keep their vehicle out of the elements and having a direct entrance into the house. We also agree that this isn't impacting the neighborhood in any negative degree. Again, given the fact that most of the houses on the street are pretty close to the lot lines, if not on them. I actually drove and took pictures down Swister Ave. I think I found 3 or 4 of them. There was this home here, basically right on the lot line here. I think I drove down a couple more. This one here, right on the lot line as well. So I think that certainly what we're proposing is well within what the neighborhood currently has. Do you have that text? Did you just give me that one? Oh, it's this one here, okay.
Yeah, so I just text back and forth.
So do you want to pass this around? This is, sorry, I don't have copies of that. I just got it from Mr. Rowe. Any questions for me? I think that's pretty much all I have. Yes.
So how do you get into the house? Because I see a set of stairs that goes to a bulkhead. Is that a bulkhead?
So there's an existing bulkhead there now that we're going to move. So actually the bulkhead location is underneath this window here. So we're actually going to relocate it so it's here. And so you would go down underneath, stairs would travel down through here, and you would actually walk underneath the platform going into the house. So this is your entrance into the house now, in the back here.
Can you spin it around? So you're coming into the garage and going into which floor, the top floor or the?
So currently there's a door here now.
I see it.
And there's a set of stairs here now. So you would come in through the garage, go up this set of stairs here, which is why we have this little bit of a bump out on the back side of here to give us access. So there's a landing here and then direct into the house.
I see it. I was seeing the stairs
Let
going
me see.
outside.
I just
That
hadn't
was a
drawn.
platform just coming outside.
Let me see if I can,
I see it. I see the door through the,
let me take that off.
You're repurposing the bulkhead.
We are, correct. So something of that nature. So you come in the garage, there's gonna be a small landing here, steps up to a larger landing. So this is gonna be high enough that the bulkhead has access, headroom to actually get down into the basement, which is what he currently has. So assuming that the basement heights are all the same. Oh, I don't know what happened. Let's see. So yeah, so the landing would be higher than the headroom going down through the bulkhead. So the stairs would come down in this direction here, underneath the landing, going into the house.
so the bulkhead also turns down into.
That's correct, yep, yep. So the hole in the foundation would remain the same, just the location of the bulkhead. And so this is a slab foundation for the garage, and then this obviously has to be full foundation for those stair access.
I guess other people on the board have questions or comments?
Any legal.
Yeah, no, I absolutely appreciate the work that you guys did and put everything in here. No, it's absolutely very helpful. It definitely gives us additional perspective to just kind of understand everything along the lines, and especially the back and forth with the neighbor, at least having some acknowledgement from the neighbor is very appreciated. We absolutely appreciate that as well, even if that neighbor's not necessarily able to come speak for themselves. Just in terms of a couple of different things. In terms of the differences between the special permit and a variance, part of it is the standard that we're forced to follow. Majority of it with a special permit, it's a circumstance where the only finding we need to find is that it's not significantly more detrimental to the neighborhood. Whereas obviously with a variance, the petitioner needs to prove every single one of those criteria. So obviously it's a much higher standard to obtain those variances. So that's why, and of course that's kind of where we are in terms of the rules we have to follow in those types of things.
Understood. Just one question for you. So again, speaking with Amanda, I felt I had a grasp of it.
Yeah.
But after going back and reviewing some of the things that we had talked about, so the house is already non-conforming. It doesn't meet the side setbacks as it is now. It doesn't meet the rear setbacks as it is now.
Yes.
So we are extending that non-conformity by encroaching further back on the back lot and on the side lot.
Yes, and that is because the nonconformity is being extended, that's the difference right there.
Okay.
If it's just in the same footprint, those circumstances usually, in terms of those particular setbacks, those circumstances usually only require a special permit.
Okay.
Whereas if you're extending the nonconformity, that's where that variance becomes required in those circumstances.
Understood. Okay.
So yeah, and thank you. And then and you are correct. There are some different standards in terms of detached buildings versus attached buildings. So there are some different standards there where it is actually, I believe, a lesser.
5 feet.
It's 5 feet. Yeah, it's a 5 foot
Okay.
setback in
Detached.
comparison to the 15.
So that would make sense for a lot of these, but there were still some that were.
Oh, that were still
right on
very
the
much.
wall.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, but again, it's circumstance of just trying to figure out how these types of things were done and how things were done there. But no, I very much appreciate all of the work that you guys did and coming back before us. So thank you. Can you let my fellow members.
Can you remind me what your argument is for your substantial hardship? And then I also was curious about this 544 Summer Avenue, Reading. That one is a variance, the one that you submitted. It's a lot of them were special permits, but if you want to talk about this one.
So in searching through a lot of them, first things I looked for was obviously that they were in a R15 zone. I'm not sure if that, which one are we?
That's 15.
Yeah. Sorry. So this one was granted under section 6.0 and 6.3.
That is the 544 Summer Ave.
That one had a side yard setback.
So that's actually in a S20. So is that correct?
I believe that one in the decision was also an S15.
Okay,
S15 residential.
thank you. So to your first question, the hardship being the unique shape of the lot, there really is no other place to place a garage. And personally, the hardship is, again, for him to try to get some shelter for his vehicle and his family, so. And
That's a real tight garage.
yeah, very tight. It's not gonna be comfortable for them, and fortunately, they have a small car, so, but yes, you're right. I mean,
It's a
that's,
very tight garage.
Yep.
They're better off with a carport, you know. But then it's tight to the neighbor in the back.
and
You're
that,
encroaching the neighbor in the back.
that's actually the same neighbor.
What is that, a garage?
That's a garage as
Oh,
well.
it is?
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Is that the garage that was along the fence that you showed us in some of those
No,
pictures?
no.
Okay.
No, I didn't, so this garage was far back on the property, and I didn't wanna try to take pictures beyond that. But to this, so basically what I did is in trying to research and go through all of these, what I did is first look for S15 zoning, and then I looked for requests that would ask for relief for side in rear setbacks, which I believe this one does.
Yeah, it's side and front, I think, but similar to your case.
It's actually done by, say, my engineer as well. I didn't recognize that. Yeah, so that's basically what I was looking for in all of these. And I don't know, after speaking with Amanda, the ones that I had brought up, again, I don't know how relevant they are, other than those couple common, those common items.
It's definitely relevant.
Yeah, I think I'm still struggling a little bit with the fact that like this is going so far beyond the setback lines and also how close this is gonna end up being to the garage that's behind them. I think like part of the purpose of the zoning ordinance is to expand, like maintain more separation between buildings. And I think with those two factors that it's getting pretty tight back there. That's kind of what they're trying to avoid with the intent of a lot of the ordinances.
Understood.
Sorry if you went over this, but did you go over whose garages are which in these pictures?
I just went around the neighborhood. I was just taking pictures of any ones that I could find. So I don't know exactly. The ones that I do know are the ones that were close by.
What about this one, on the bottom left, cause that one's pretty on top of.
This one I believe was on,
Oh, if you look at the,
I believe that one was on Warren Ave. I believe that was this one.
Which one?
it's definitely 5 feet.
Oh, I didn't see this one, okay.
I drove by around, I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, I know this one's on Speedster.
They're original. Blocks.
There's the little,
Oh, I'm sorry,
that
yeah.
on the corner,
These are,
the
the
guy
house
who's
is old.
passing by us,
See,
if
it's
you
original.
grab.
See the blocks.
Okay.
If I zoom in.
Oh, the man?
Grab him
Yep.
and drop him, it will drop them in front of the home.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
can tell,
But they're detached.
right.
Years ago, you could go right on the property line with
So,
masonry home. Lot.
let's see, let's exit this. Actually, I don't know how to get out of this now that I'm in it.
The,
I always
right
struggle with
corner,
that.
I'm sorry?
back to map in the right corner, which is basically,
Oh, back to map, okay, yeah. Let me see.
We just opened one. It's like a
Yeah.
parking space.
And go right up the chute.
If you have to see it.
And their lawn was kinda coming around that.
Yeah, this is. Should be right in.
This was it here.
Don't better off with a cop.
Okay, so yeah, this one was the one that was right around the corner from him. So it's two houses down, I believe.
I think it's gonna be like a full side.
Back to map.
Yeah,
That's what I think it's gonna be.
And let's see. So it would be this one here. Is that correct?
Well, there's definitely a number of garages in the neighborhood, but they're all detached.
Correct, they're all detached. I think I did find one that was attached, which was pretty close to the lot line, but it didn't seem to have, the address didn't have a variance or special permit connected with it. It looked like it was fairly well constructed, so I assumed that it probably did meet the setbacks. So this would be his backyard here, Mr. Grassberger, so we would be out 9 feet beyond the house now. So I still believe we have considerable clearance from his garage. Let's see.
I think the setback there's like 11 feet, and it looks like it's less than 10 for sure on the other side of the fence. So I think that's getting right on the other side of the property line.
So,
Yeah, probably
so
way less than that.
if we say this is accurate and I have 23 feet, so we're still maintaining another 14 feet away.
I think that's not what it shows in the plot plan at least. I mean, it looks much less than that on the plot plan, which is probably more accurate. But like if you see the 11-foot setback, it looks like certainly less than half of that to the corner of the other garage.
So
Yeah, that's definitely less than.
we're showing 11 foot.
What Andrew's trying to say, it's like
Okay, yeah, it is
14 feet.
Yeah.
15 feet from the garage to the structure, for the addition.
Correct, that's what the proposed, yeah. Yeah, so the engineer's showing 11.3 feet from the proposed to the property line.
Right.
And it looks like we still have another 3 or 4 feet from the property. Again, I know this isn't 100% accurate, but
But still, so that's less that's between two buildings, and that's less what the setback is supposed to be on one side. So that's like a pretty significant difference.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
The existing shed, is it actually on both properties?
the existing shed is on both properties, which is coming down.
Whose is it?
The shed, is that your shed? Yeah.
But you were allowed to put it on,
I think it was there when
Yeah,
you bought the house.
When I became one of the state.
what's in the back now, a fence? Does the fence go with the line or
No,
I don't think so, no.
goes along the garage?
Goes along, yeah, doesn't follow their garage.
Yeah, if you look at the plot plan, the fence looks like it's not on either property line really. Okay. Yeah, I guess anybody have any more questions for?
Well, I know what you mean about you're here for a variance. This is a variance board.
Sure.
We do have multiple people that look to get as close as possible to the, but we try to maintain a certain distance from the property line. Because in the future, who knows what the other neighbor.
Sure, if everybody put 4 feet away, we're within 8 feet.
Bedford, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Start.
I'm thinking about the openings on the windows, and I'm wondering if they're too large for how close they are to the property line.
I'm sorry, the windows?
Yeah, the windows that you're showing on the rendering, I think you had like 2 of them on the side of the garage. I'm just wondering, I think that the openings are too large.
Sure, we certainly could just make those
past that.
smaller and higher that you can't actually see out, just to let some natural light into the garage. Done.
Nice.
Nobody uses garage.
What's that?
Nobody uses garage.
Yeah, no one does, right, yeah.
It's good for light.
Okay, so there's no other questions. Let's open it for public comment? Is there anyone from the public who wants to speak on this case? Why don't we let's go around then, just kind of see how people are feeling on this, and we can decide if we want to take a vote or not. Frank, you want to get started?
Questions?
Yeah, it's like kind of what your general like thoughts are in summary.
I mean, it is encroaching closer than what the whole board wants it to encroach. And I mean, I know it's tough having a small house, small lot, but that's what you bought. To me, it's just like an oversized mudroom right now. I don't know about a garage. It's too tight for a garage, but I guess it's up to the board to agree or not to let 4.5 feet, something to be built 4.5 feet. That would be my issue about. Because we've been keeping everybody to about 9-10 feet, you know, from the 15-foot setback. At least if it's 9-10 feet, it's still 20 feet from each house, you know, if it ever happened.
Patrick?
Just trying to compare it to this other case that they did grant a variance for. They're not for the same structure, but I'm talking about 544 Sunburn Avenue. There's a new nonconformity for side yard setback, a little slightly different lot issues. This had weird vegetation issue in there, but I think it's similar enough that I could grant this.
Is 10 feet the absolute minimum that you can do on a garage?
Definitely, it's, yeah, and to your point, there are, some of those other garages are 10 feet. I mean, obviously 24 by 24 is a standard size garage, 20 by 20 is a tight 2-car garage, 10 would be your minimum. Usually we would
No,
do
I get it, but
usually we would be at 12 feet, but obviously if you're not gonna give me 4 feet, you definitely wouldn't give me
yeah.
2 feet.
I think I'm more along the line, if you're gonna build a garage, you wanna make it comfortable.
Sure.
Unfortunately, it is a tough situation.
And that was the purpose for us making this little bump out of the back, is that there just was no way to have access into the house. They would have actually had to go to the front door once they parked their car. And that really defeated the purpose for his elderly parents not to have to go outside during rain and snow. And so that's why we built this, we're proposing to build this little section here so that we do have access directly into the house.
I think it's a great layout.
As opposed to the other side, is that what you're saying, or just general?
Well, so if it was just square to the house, if this didn't exist here, right now currently there's a door here and there's stairs going down. We'd have to eliminate those stairs. We'd have to eliminate that door. There'd be no direct access into the house from the garage. So you'd have to go through the garage door and then around the
That's what
front.
you're saying, yeah. And either way, you'd have a similar issue on the other side, it looks like,
Correct.
maybe even more.
Oh, correct, yes. Yeah, there's no room on the other side, less room on the other side, actually. So I demonstrated that 20 feet here, 34 feet there.
And you've already got a paved driveway.
And we have the driveway there already as well, correct.
Those other garages, those are older ones though, detached, right? The
Yes,
ones we're
they're all
talking about,
detached,
Tighter
correct.
ones.
They're just, all cinder blocks.
Years ago, they used to put larger cars in there.
Right, yeah.
I believe that some of my concerns were addressed specifically by the work that the petitioner put into it. I certainly appreciate the precedent issue, and I certainly can understand. I think we have obviously the limitations based upon the statutes of what we can and cannot do. To be completely honest, I'd probably be in favor of granting this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I definitely see some of the points you're making. I think that this is just a little bit beyond even like the wiggle room that we typically grant for this kind of case. I think that like, in my opinion, at least, like part of the reason we have a set of rules is they're followed the majority of the time. I think this goes kind of significantly beyond that. So that's where I'm at right now.
I think with us, like, specifically limiting the openings for in the incident of a fire, it limits the ability of fire to travel to the property next door. So I think them limiting the size of the windows makes it fine for me. I'd be in favor of it.
Does someone want to make a motion? Or I guess like for completeness sake, I think we have 5 people here, so we only need 4 of the 5 members to vote in favor. If you're really concerned, you could continue it, but I'm not sure there's really much else we would want to do.
That would be up to the homeowner. So if we are denied, it would be 2 years before we'd be able to reapply.
Just vote on it.
Okay. Someone make a motion then?
Like, searching or something.
Taylor has the script.
Should be an agenda. Alright, I move to grant the petitioners, Sean Mendez, a variance from the sections 4.2, 4.5.2, 6.0, 6.3, and 7.4 of the zoning bylaws in order to construct a garage with a non-conforming rear yard and side yard setback on the property located at 80 Minot Street in Reading, Massachusetts.
All in favor?
I'll second.
All right, second, sorry. All in favor?
Could we just reference the architectural drawings?
Sure.
So they're, the ones that I have listed on the denial letter at least are, it's from 2/12/25, prepared by, if I'm reading the right one, Handy and some. Does that
Correct.
sound right?
Yep,
That's
me.
the most recent date.
That's correct. Yep.
And did you want, I don't know if we can put conditions on the windows, but, maybe that's not us, but.
What the rules are with that?
I believe you can put that in with the building department to let them know that that's requirements,
It's a
condition of
commercial
your
requirement
approval.
more than a residential
Yeah.
requirement, is my understanding.
It's just
Unless
a-
the building
yeah.
has
Just go with the.
We can strongly suggest.
link to that, so it doesn't have a
This
right
is
on it.
just-
Sure.
No.
Understood.
Procedure.
We just suggest that they do that rather than putting it in the motion.
Okay. So you
And
had.
then just all other standard
For any other
conditions
vehicles, I think they go.
that are set forth in the,
Sure.
The other stuff's from a special permit.
oh, that is for special permit, that's right, okay. So I believe,
Second.
yeah, I had seconded.
Sorry, so we just seconded it with referencing those and the standard conditions apply. Just
Yeah.
so we're all clear. Okay,
Absolutely.
second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So just so that you're aware, the next steps would be, I would
Appeal period.
draft the legal notice, not the legal notice, I'm sorry, draft the decision.
Mhm.
We have about 2 weeks to do that, and
Yep.
then once we post that, that's when the 20-day appeal period starts.
Yep.
And I'll make sure to put all those notes into your portal, and we'll let you know when it expires, when you can pick up the certified decision from the town clerk.
And then we have to register it, correct?
Yeah, so you bring it to the registry of deeds, and
Okay.
typically I will, once I get these stamped and signed, I typically mail the homeowner a copy, so unless you want me to mail them to you,
To Mr. Renn's fine.
so I'll mail these directly to you, these would get recorded with, the decision.
Okay, great. Thank you, folks. Have a great night.
Thank you.
So we move on to case number 25-06, 33 Salem Street. So the zoning board of appeals will hold a public hearing in the select board meeting room at Town Hall, 16 Lowell Street, Reading, Massachusetts, on Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, at 7 p.m. on the application of Faith Proventure pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 48, Section 9, for a variance, special permit, or other relief under Reading zoning bylaw section 4.5.2, 6.0, 7.0, 7.3.2, and 7.4. Construct a deck with a platform and stairs on an existing non-conforming structure, the non-conforming side yard setback on the property located at 33 Salem Street. Assessors map 22, lot 114 in Reading, Massachusetts. Unless there's an objection, I'll dispense with the reading of the butters, except to say that the butters were notified as were the following. Select Board, the Town Clerk, the Police Department, Fire Department, Building Department, Conservation Commission, Health Department, Assessor's Office, Engineering Division, CPDC, and the members and associate members of the Board of Appeals, as well as the planning boards of Wakefield, Linfield, North Reading, Stoneham, Woburn, and Wilmington. Testimony given before this board is taken under oath, so if you think you may want to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. I swear the truth, testimony given by me before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Just, I do.
I do.
Great, thank you. Yes, we just want to give us a quick overview of what you're hoping to do.
Sure. So I was just trying to pull up my.
Sorry, could you give us your name and address, by the way, please?
Yes. So my name is Faith Provencher, and I'm at 33 Salem Street.
Thank you.
And yes, so we are basically hoping to replace our existing non-conforming deck with a new deck, and we are hoping to make it a little bit longer to give us some extra space. Right now, it's small, it's old, it's rotting, it needs to be replaced, and it's just like not. We have 2 kids, like we want to have enough space to have like a table to eat dinner and for them to play on the porch, and it just doesn't really accomplish that. Like it's very tight right now, so we were just hoping to kind of extend it, and it wouldn't be any closer to the property line than it already is, so it basically just gets longer. So I have, it shows you, so this is like a zooming in on the plot plan. So basically the existing one is 12 feet. And then the addition of, it would be an addition of like 7.5 feet beyond that. And then there would be stairs coming down kind of the back side, right down there. And that would be onto our patio that we currently have. And then this is the kind of general design that we're looking for. We want to use, right now it's a wood deck, and it's just like everything is just rotting and it's not not holding up well. We repainted it a couple years ago, but it's just didn't really do the trick. So we would love to do composite decking and just have it like, be there for the long haul, make it kind of more durable and cleaner looking. It'll be sort of this like understated, just like gray and white feel. And then this is my very advanced drawing here. So it's probably not even, I don't know. Well, I'll try to explain it. So basically this is our doorway that comes out onto the existing deck, and this is a fence with a gate. So basically, if we were to remove the deck altogether, you would fall down about 6 or 8 feet down here. So like there has to be something there, and we're hoping it will be another larger deck. So you can see like it's like really needing something. It's fallen apart. So we've tried to kind of like reinforce things, but we need to do something. So this is kind of the view like from the door, and the kitchen, like the kitchen is kind of behind this. So we would love to have something that's like right off the kitchen as it is now. Because one of the main things we do during the warmer season is eat out there. So, but right now we have to like move the table out to be able to get into the back part of the table. Squeeze my little 3-year-old in the back there. So it would just be really wonderful to have a little bit more space to work with. And it's not, you know, it's not doubling in size. It's just an extra 7.5 feet that we would love to have. So yeah, that was kind of more like, that's the photo version of my
You'll be
terrible
going
drawing.
forward.
So
This way,
yeah,
towards
so
us?
in this picture it'd be coming towards us. So in
So you maintain the same setback.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's not extending the
The
non-conformity.
stairs will be going towards
So
the
the
left.
stairs would be
Special
coming,
permit?
yeah, towards the left, sort of
I
out
was gonna
of
say,
the
was this
picture.
granted as a variance, cause this looks like a special permit.
Yeah, this doesn't need a variance.
Oh,
This is,
okay,
this
so
only
it's special
needs, yeah, this only needs
Okay.
a special permit.
Okay. So do I need to do anything differently right now? Okay. And actually, if you look at the, maybe I can go back to the plot plan, but it's actually doesn't quite. It's actually a little bit further. Like as you go out, the shape of our lot is very unique. So it's actually like at the end of where the deck would be, it's even a little bit further.
Can you go back to that picture?
Yeah,
With the stairs?
yes, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it would come towards,
Yeah, the existing footprint goes to the 6.64 rather than where it would be, so yeah, it's a special permit, not necessarily
Okay.
variance.
What are the current dimensions? Looks,
the current dimensions, let's see, 12,
8 feet.
8 by 12, yeah.
Still tight.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, making it longer would, you know, we could be able to fit the grill on the other side and then a longer, skinnier table this way. Whereas the way it is now, like, we can't get a longer, thinner table, so it
You're
just,
not gonna put a grill up there, you're gonna put it on the patio.
on the patio, of course, yes. Yes, good point, yes, good point, yes. Safety first. And another thing, I can come back to this picture if you want, but so this is a kind of like, I held up the picture like this, so there's really nothing on the other side of the fence. It's just sort of like the end of their driveway, and like some trash barrels and just, they don't use it for anything. So like there wouldn't be anyone right there, you know, it's not like they have a deck right next to it that they would be, you know, where it would be a privacy issue. And then this here is sort of like a garage shed sort of thing in the other neighbor's yard. So again, and there's no like windows or anything, so.
Have you had any conversations with the neighbors about the project or just kind of letting them know what you guys are looking to do and kind of getting an idea of whether or not they're in favor,
Yeah, we've talked to several, I mean, we're friendly with several of our neighbors and nobody seemed to have any concerns. You know, there's a couple of other decks. There's a deck next door to us, which is quite a monstrosity. So I feel like people aren't really, you know, shocked by, or wouldn't really be shocked by like just a slightly bigger deck. They didn't say they would anyways. And next door to us are renters, so we haven't spoken with the owner because they don't live there. But I guess I could probably somehow find their information if necessary. Could ask the people who are renting. We thought about alternate locations, but there's just no other door there's no door on the back. It's right where our living room is. There's no door on the other side, and it's right next to my son's room. And neither of those would be near the kitchen. So, I mean, for us, like, this would be a place for it.
Well, I mean, as we mentioned, obviously you were here for the last hearing. The standard is very different, obviously, between a variance and a special permit.
Yes, yeah.
So ultimately, the only thing we have to determine here is whether or not it creates any sort of issue for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't think it does either.
Within the footprint of the building and it's actually moving away from the property line, it's not creating more
Red
detrimental
homes.
effect to the property line.
So I think I'd be in favor.
I agree with that. Any other comments from the board?
What are we granting for special permit under 7.3 general, 7.3? He put 6.0 and 6.3.
6.0 is a dimensional control.
So we could
Pull up the
say,
original denial letter.
it says 6.0 and 6.3, right?
So his denial letter
6, yes.
is a variance under 6.3.
We should
Um,
probably at
so
least
the
add 7.0,
special-
I mean 7.3.
Yes, the special permit was the 7.0, 7.3.
Yeah, that, I like that idea.
So special permit under 7.0 and 7.3. Good.
Is there any public comment on this case? Alright, great. Would someone like to make a motion then?
Taylor's got it.
I move to grant the petitioners, Faith Preventure, a special permit under section 7.0 and 7.3 of the zoning bylaws to the non-conforming lot at 33 Salem Street in Reading, Massachusetts. This special permit is subject to the following conditions. The petitioner shall submit to the building inspector a certified plot plan of the proposed construction and proposed foundation plans prior to the issuance of foundation permit for the work. To the petitioner's final construction plans for the new structure shall be submitted to the building inspector along with as-built foundation plans prior to the issuance of a building permit. 3, as-built plans showing the completed construction shall be submitted to the building inspector immediately after the work is completed and prior to the issuance of occupancy permit. For the, need to reference the plot plan. So the plot plan dated May 2nd, 2025 from Stephen E. Stepinski. Anything else I can say?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
And I don't know if you heard the similar steps. We have about 2 weeks to draft the decision, and once we draft it and post it, there's the 20-day appeal period, and I'll put on the information at 2.
Thanks.
So do they reissue the denial letter or?
No, so when I had to post the legal notice, we had just a very tight time frame, and when I typed it up, Glenn wasn't there for me to go back and talk to him about it.
Oh, okay.
So I noticed and I talked to Andrew and mentioned like it looks like it might just be a special permit, so like let's just advertise for that, so
Oh, alright,
rather than just advertise for variance of the special permits.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds good. So move on to case 25-07, 179 Washington Street. Zoning boards of appeals will hold a public hearing in the select board's meeting room at Town Hall, 16 Lowell Street, Reading, Massachusetts, on Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, 7 p.m. on application of Florham Compost on behalf of the homeowner pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 48, Section 9, for special permit under Reading zoning bylaws, Section 6.0, 6.3, 7.0, 7.3, and 7.3.2. Construct a second-story addition on an existing non-conforming structure. The non-conforming side yard setback on the property located at 179 Washington Street, Assessors Map 17, Lot 68 in Reading, Massachusetts. Unless there's an objection, I'll dispense with the reading of the abutters list except to say that the abutters were notified as per the following. Select board, the town clerk, police department, fire department, building department, conservation commission, health department, assessor's office, engineering division, CPDC, as members and associate members of the Board of Appeals. As well as the planning boards of Wakefield, Linfield, North Reading, Stoneham, Woburn, and Wilmington. Testimony given before this board is taken under oath, so if you think you may want to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. I swear that the testimony given by me before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. In response, just I do.
I do.
Yes, you just want to give us a presentation of what you want to do?
Hello, my name is Damon Campos, hello board members, hello chair. So yeah, we're seeking a special permit for our existing non-conforming property at 179 Washington Street in Reading. If we go to the, let me pull it up over here, sorry. If we go, sorry, if we go to the plot plan, you see we're creating this two-story addition above an existing deck and an existing addition, all right, to the right side. If you look into the front of the house, to the right side of the property, it's gonna be going straight up on that existing nonconformity. So it's gonna be going up. We're enclosing that existing deck, creating an additional living space, kitchen area, and going up above that new enclosed space and that existing addition on the back already as well to another floor, giving the family additional bedroom space for their growing family. That's kind of the gist for the main project. The existing setbacks is 11.1, where it's going to be remaining the same, where it's the lowest to the right side, and in the front it's 23.4 setback over there, and the total addition would be of 7 feet, 7 feet to the right, 24 feet long, 2 stories. That's pretty much the project. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Thank you. Yes, anyone have questions on this one? Yeah, in my opinion, it seems like a pretty reasonable project. It's not really increasing the conformities or anything like that. Just from my perspective, it seems pretty reasonable. So,
Is this, are you building on, are you building on top of the existing structure, or is it brand new construction?
No, it's existing. But yeah, but we're gonna, so where that deck is gonna be existing, the same existing footprint. Yeah,
Brand
but
new
we're
foundation.
gonna do a new foundation on it, yes.
Attached to the old one,
Attached to the old one, correct.
or the existing one?
Well, yeah, to the existing one, yeah, not old one. Yeah, attached
Does
to
it
the
feel-
existing
I-
foundation.
Is it fieldstone or concrete?
Concrete.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
The existing one?
The existing one, I believe it's concrete as well.
You're getting rid of the deck, it looks.
We're getting rid of the deck. It's gonna be completely enclosed. So we're extending the additional living space inside. So if you see the photos, there's the deck. There's a little bump out already out there. So that little bump out now is where the kitchen is. So now once we enclose that and we're extending that kitchen forward as well. So it's gonna be on the whole right wall is gonna be the kitchen, their new kitchen dining space.
So the deck comes all the way to the front?
Yep.
And, oh, I see.
Yeah.
So there's
and then
already a
if you-
structure existing?
Yeah, so that structure existing over there is gonna remain, but we are gonna go up to the second floor above that
Yeah,
as well.
I see that.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess the other question I have is what Chris mentioned last time. Is, do you know if you talked the homeowners talked to any of the neighbors about it, or if you talked to the neighbors?
I do not know if they did speak with the neighbors. I do not know. I believe they have, but I'm not quite sure, because I told
I
them
don't
if.
think they have,
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Oh.
You guys any other comments from the board?
Do you want to open it up to public comment?
Yes, is there any public comment? Is anyone from, you guys want to speak on this, or? Sorry, yeah. So if you do want to speak, if you just stand up and say your name. Then,
Power, I'm at 175, so
I can I
I'm
just,
on the side where they're.
sorry,
they're
can I just swear,
stretching out to.
can I just swear you in too, to make sure? Yeah. So the testimony given before this board is taken under oath, so if you think you want to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. Yeah, sure. Please just raise your right hand. I swear the testimony given by me before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. As much as I do.
Yep. Well, I'm actually a licensed contractor myself, so I face this all the time. Without getting into the board's position on why this can't be done by right, I'm actually in favor of it, provided that it's built exactly as the plans that have been presented. Specifically, what I'm talking about is the exterior facade and the window arrangement. It seems to me they've sort of done me a favor and not put windows on that gable end looking right at my house, because they're gonna be in the setback. If that remained that way, conditionally remain that way, I I have no issue with it. Not that I'm the judge and jury, but I would be in favor of it. I just would not want this to go through and then have windows get added to that under some de minimis sort of, it's no big deal. But that's all I really have to say.
Thank you.
If it gets approved, it would be in accordance with the plot plan and structure.
Precisely.
Are you talking about they don't have it up there?
Yeah, there's, I think they were smart enough probably to figure, well, we're not gonna ask to come into the setback and then put windows there as well. So the windows that are being added are front and back.
Yeah, so we're actually adding windows over here in the front, on the side. Right now, there's windows there, we're actually taking those off.
Were there closets there or something?
Actually, no, there's not gonna be closets there. The closets it's gonna,
Oh, you have
it's,
a layout?
yeah, it's gonna be right here in the middle, but we're just not having windows here. It's just the owner preferences. I think what I think they wanna do is they put their bed over here. That's what they're doing.
Sometimes when there's neighbors, yeah, I mean, I did my own house like that.
Mhm.
Especially having all girls, I didn't want windows. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I ended up
so
putting transoms just for lights.
Yeah.
the fact that there's no windows in the drawings on that end, in fact, what's the name?
No.
Okay, they're actually removing one that's there now.
Yeah.
On the first floor. So, that's all I really have to say, but it sounds like if it's approved per the drawings, they can't alter that in any way.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Thanks. Would you like to say anything or? Okay. All right, guess let's close for public comment then. Any final comments from the board? Okay, so
But are we restricting them from putting windows?
I'm just gonna
we'll just say-
ensure that they
Approve it
follow
and-
the plans that are set forth.
we'll say it has to follow the plans that are there.
I move to support the petitioner Bozella's application to construct a two-story addition, seven by 24.3, located 11.1 feet from the side property line on the non-conforming structure. And relief for special permit from section 7.3.2. And I believe there was an area, was there an area? It just mentions it in the denial. So in accordance with, I don't think the area actually went over the 25, but
I don't think so.
so I don't think we need to address that,
Yeah.
but
No, 12%.
so in accordance with the plan submitted and the plot plan sideways. It's like Medford Engineering. So the plot plan prepared by Medford Engineering dated 5/12/25. Special permit is subject to the following conditions. Petitioner shall submit to the building inspector a certified plot plan of the proposed construction and proposed foundation plans prior to the issuance of the foundation permit for the work. Petitioner's final construction plans for the new structure shall be submitted to the building inspector along with the as-built foundation plans. Prior to the issuance of the building permit, as-built plans showing the completed construction shall be submitted to the building inspector immediately after the work is completed and prior to the issuance of an occupancy permit.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Alright. You're all set?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
And can we add those conditions to the previous, most recent one that we
I
just
did.
voted on? Oh, did we? Okay.
Taylor hand.
So I'm sure you heard me mention to the others.
Yeah, you were right
There's
there.
a 2 weeks, 20 days, and I'll make all the notes in the
Perfect. And then one question.
Yeah.
If it could write a letter with the owner to start a kennel and things like that, is that a possibility with the, or would you just have to
You
file
can-
a new?
Oh, are you asking if you have to file a new one?
Yeah.
No, so once you get your certified decision from the
Yeah.
template, you can bring that, get
Just
it
like for
ready.
to the demo.
I would talk to
I
the
put
building department,
Trans
might be
windows.
willing to issue you a dental
I don't want
permit, but
weirdos to look at my daughter's room.
not that,
He went,
yeah, talk
I
to.
skylight.
If it's on the front and back, it's only 2 rooms, so that'll be solid.
You're a window guy.
These you-
Yeah.
Let me just look into your whole house then.
You see Andrew's house?
Got a
Yeah,
lot of windows.
Oh, no, I haven't seen his
It's
house.
like a glass house. No, I get, when the moon's out, I can walk through my whole house at night.
Oh, that's awesome.
The skylights.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I believe the only other,
Minutes?
That's it.
I will have to abstain.
I sent you like 2 small things.
We
but,
mentioned it a few times just to put you in.
Oh, God, appreciate it.
Any other comments on the minutes? I move to approve the minutes. Someone want a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Move to, adjourn.
Wait, Amanda, don't we do board changes in June or July?
question. So I would assume we would do the reorganization in July, which is the
Okay.
new fiscal year.
Okay.
Thank you for mentioning that.
I was gonna say VASC interviews are about to happen,
Yeah.
Yes.
so I'd say probably
I did mine tonight.
Oh,
Mine's on Monday.
okay, July. I thought you
They don't have anybody else coming in, do they?
I think
I
there's
saw
one
one
other
person.
person that applied,
Oh, did
I
they?
think for associate, yeah.
July. What is it, the first Tuesday or Wednesday? Is it the first Tuesday or the Wednesday?
Tuesday.
For the ZBA, it's the first Tuesday of the.
Okay, so July first is the.
I will actually not be here for that one.
I will be here. Okay, so if you're not here for the next meeting, you will not be able to vote at all on 39 Summer Ave.
It's understandable
Because that will be your second meeting
for that one. Okay.
Yes. So then you
Oh
need
yeah,
to
that's the
make
one
sure-
with the tree and all that.
Yes,
So unfortunately, I will, yeah, okay, I am,
so if
perfect.
we want like a full board for the next applicant, everyone will need to be there for the next meeting. Obviously with the exception of.
we will be in upstate New York in the Adirondacks.
Oh darn.
You could all zoom in. Just kidding.
I think now we can.
Yes, so we have a motion to adjourn, we have a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Alright.